Hi, Bevan here, or Kitesail on Dual Network if you prefer. This is the wind-up deck that I use for my locals. I was 5-0 in Swiss, and then I won my top 4 game and then won in the final. Okay, starting off the deck, we have 3 rats, because they're rats and you play them. Then 3 shark, because it's the best card in the deck. You can search a factory and you're supposed to summon it a lot and make ranks 3, 4 and 5. Rabbits, they bait back row and they're OP and they keep coming back and you can use it to remove rat and hurt. Magicians, I play 3 because I want to open it a lot of the time. I know some people play 2, but 3 just gives you a better chance to open the Magician Shark, which is the best play the deck has. 1 Hunter, it's only because I don't have Shockmaster. If I had Shockmaster, I probably wouldn't main this card, I'd side it. But it's still a good play due to the lack of Shockmaster in Europe. Then we have Tool Thunder King, the non-wind-up cards. Originally these were Snowman-Eaters, but I thought they were a bit too passive and I wanted to keep pressure on people. Snowman-Eaters weren't cutting it. People were just running over them with stuff and I just didn't really like them. Tour Guide Engine, 2 Tour Guides and Sangan, because it makes Zenmaity easy and Sangan's OP. It searches any card in your deck. Nice stackable Paolo Sangan. Then 1 Cyber Dragon. I'm testing this at the moment for Gearja. Gets rid of Thunder Kings, kills armor, big plays with if they swarm, you can make a merit attack. It's working out quite well, to be fair. It's easy rank 5s with Shark as well. That's it for the monsters. Next is spells. 3 factory. I know some people play 2, some people like less. I know it conflicts with Thunder King, but in my opinion, the card you have to run it 3. It searches any like wind up. 1, 2, 3 MST. You have to get through back rows. Once you get through back rows, you're free to go. Dark Hole, stable, stable, stable. German Pot of Avarice, it's really overpowered in wind-ups. Just recycle and go again.
Because it's German.
1 Soul Taker. This is another test like the Cyber Dragon. It's also for killing Thunder Kings and big stuff. That's a pain in the ass. Shining still annoys me, so make Shining miss the timing. Just very good at 1. Mind Control. This card's hit and miss sometimes. Sometimes I side it out, but when it does go off big, it pretty much ends the duel. It can be really good, but it can be quite dead. The last spell, Book of Moon. Some people tell me to drop this, and that it's not great, but it still has uses. You can use it with Papal Operative to flip things and use effects again. So it's quite nice, quite a combo card. It's a defense if they have decrees or whatever. So it has its uses. Next, traps. 2 prison. These are staple with this format for Thunder Kings. 2 torrential. Some people don't like these again because you put everything on the field and you don't really want to be torrentialing things. But the card is just massive profit with Rabbit because you can dodge your torrential and wipe their field. It's also good to plus off Zenmaines and other cards like that. And then usually when I swarm and don't really think I can have game, I usually end up with a field of things like Zenmaines, Maystroke, Tyrus, so you can safely play TTs without costing yourself too much. 3 Solemns, they're very staple, even though it annoys me sometimes having to pay all the life points. Like, you can't really question Solemns. Solemn Judgment just gets everything away. And the last 2 cards are Mirror Forces. Josh Graham, he loves Mirror Force. I originally decided to play Mirror Force as well, probably for the same reasons. Just protects your monsters. And it was either these or Bottomlesses. And every time I played Bottomlesses, like they'd summon Thunder King first turn, and I'd draw and I'd have a Bottomless, and I'd be like, yay, Bottomless. So I decided to main Mirror Force instead. It's much better out things. And that's the main deck. It's 41 cards off the top of my head. Sunday? Now the extra deck, got crap. Zenmaines. It's a staple.
You're playing two?
No, just the one because I'm really struggling for Ruben Makes deck. There's a lot of cards I like to play, like Utopia Ray and Gaia Charger for mind control plays and stuff like that. And but yeah, I can only really fit one. There's also another card coming up that stops my room as well. Muzurhythm, obviously Acid Golem, not yet legal in Europe. Even if it was, I'd still play this over it, just because it's a better card, I think. Acid Golem stops special summoning, and good opponents can really punish you with the burn. They can just sit behind cards and force you to burn yourself. Zenmaity, limit to 1, still OP, gets everything from your deck. Temtempo, the Zenmaines killer. This card is so good. It needs to be banned. Banned, I say. Nah, it's not that good. It's not that broken, but it kills. It just gets over loads of XYZs. It's like amazing card. Giga-Brilliant, extra damage, 2-1. A lot of people try and save this for too long. They save it for when they get a big swarm. But you can just bring this out yourself, and 2-1 gets you over armors and stuff. So you don't have to swarm to play this. Yeah, geared your arm. Rai-Oh, Rabbit plays. I think it's still an extra deck staple. Some people don't run it. Well, I think everyone runs it in Wind-Ups, but other decks they drop this for Leviathan instead. But yeah, gets cards, gets more frees. Leviathan, staple, big hitter. You can just it's also good for baiting things. You can just throw it at people because it's got 2/5 body, so people often have to negate things.
Did you play two at one point? Or
nah, I've always played one Leviathan. I know some people play two, some people play two Zenmaines, but yeah, again, room. And I'm not a fan of the card. I almost dropped it at one point, but in the end, I dropped Steel Storm Roach instead because it wasn't really useful in any matchups. That's all my threes. So we got the fours. Wind Up Zenmeister. This card's really good. It's Wind Up, so it triggers magicians, factories, all that. Allows you to loop. You can use its effect to flip Zenmaity down, and then make a Papal Octave with your other cards because you swarm the field. Flip Zenmaity back up, and you've got a new Zenmaity. You trip it off with Hunter, trigger Magician. It just having Wind Up in its name just makes it, in my opinion, a staple for the deck. Papal Octave. Combo plays, kills Reapers. This card is really good right now. Just big damage. If you flip things face down, or flip face downs, face up, you can like swing into them for big damage. It's just there. It's good out to things.
How do you play around if you're fearing a Snowman, or do you normally just have enough cards to swing through if you are going to Papal Octave?
Snowman Eater, usually you have enough cards so that if you Papal Octave into a Snowman Eater, they might want to destroy important things like your Zenmaity, but sometimes they have to destroy like the Papal Octave itself or something, just because the Snowman Eater is 0 once it's flipped, and that's massive damage. They can't really afford to take the damage.
Yeah.
So even if you do flip Snowman Eater Rai-Oh, it's not too bad. It's only destroying one card on the field, and you usually have the damage to back yourself up. And if you really think it's one of those cards, you should be able to prepare for it. Maystroke, this card's amazing. 1/8 seems a little low, but once you actually start flipping your opponent's monsters down, most of the big monsters surprisingly have lower defense than 1/8. So this is actually a good out to a lot of things, other than Gauze, which has 2/5 defense, which is a little bit annoying, but it's not too hard to get over. And, he also has the continuous effect of Zenmaines and Gachi like that, so you can make plays with TT and that, and he's quite hard to kill. Like I said, if you swarm without killing them, you can end in this and Zenmaines and Tyrus and that and Rabbits, so you have a completely disposable field, so Dark Hole won't completely turn the duel around. Utopia, I've considered dropping him, but 2/5 body, reasonable effect. You can protect your lower monsters if you're in a position where you haven't really swarmed, they're not dead, but you've just got like a rat or something that you need to keep alive. He has his uses. That's all the fours. So for the 5s, Adios. Kills things, 2/6, good out. Then now, this card is amazing. Destroys 2 set cards. Just any 2 set cards. So even if they've only got 1, like a face down monster with no back row, because they expect this, you can usually just set a back row and pop both, like you would with Scrap Dragon. Or I've got Wind-Up Zenmaines as well to flip things down. There has been occasions where I've had to flip my own monsters down just to pop things with this if I'm fearing a Rai-Oh, Snowman-Eater, even Mystic Tomato, things like that that you can't really afford to destroy a battle or lip flip. And you also just charges in on back row. If you summon this before doing much else, they have to stop it with a back row, or it's going to blow it up anyway. So this is very good at baiting back row.
Really good with all the mirror forces and deep prisons as well.
Yeah. To us, this is the most common rank 5 I make, 2/6. It blows things up after it attacks. It's a very good out to Gauze. Like after you've attacked with all your monsters and they've dropped Gauze, if they didn't drop it on this, you just use this to kill the token and then blow up the Gauze. Or if they did, then you have to leave the token, but you still blow up the Gauze. Obviously the token won't be enough to get over your swarmed field, so you should at least you stay in control and I wouldn't say walk into Gauze, but play without too much fear, so you don't have to hold back too much. Now the last card, a lot of people don't play, but it's Chimera-Tech Fortress Dragon. I main 1 Cyber Dragon, so since it's live, I side the 2nd. It's not. I suppose I fear geared you a little bit. Cyber Dragon's good because it kills armor anyway, but if you can survive their big push, like all machine-related decks, Cyber Dragon and this just walks through them. And I know people used to side this against wind-ups, but the deck doesn't actually make machines anymore. I have Zenmaines and 1 Zenmaity. So if they use this against you, they're not really going to get too much out of it if you're not silly. It's not like old format where you go 3 Zenmaity and a bunch of things and they drop this and they've got 5k Chimera-Tech on you. You can afford to play this now.
You can use your opponent's Cyber Dragons as well if they try to side inverse you.
Yeah, you'll literally use your opponent's Cyber Dragons and do things. That's the extra deck. Now the side deck, this has changed a little bit from last time. But we have 2 Kinetics. I know some people at big events don't side these, but my locals, full of Samurai, full of Hero. These are amazing. It's level 3 as well, so after you've smashed things with it, you can just overlay into Zenmaity and go off. 1, 2, 3D Fishers. These should be staple in any wind-up extra deck. Game 2, you know maxis are coming in. Like if they're not maining them, they're siding them for you. And you play this, and they can't Veiler or Maxi because they have to be sent to graveyard as cost. So sometimes they'll chain Maxi to this to stop you from herping that turn. In that case, I can with my deck I can usually just summon Rabbit or summon Thunder King and end, and they've just -1 themselves for no real reason, just to stop me for a turn. Another thing is, even if they do Maxi, sometimes it's the right decision to keep going because the only out is Gauze, because they can't Veiler you. Even if they draw, they could draw like 2-3 Veilers with your wind-up loop, while they draw millions of cards, but they can't play them because of this, so they have to draw Gauze.
Do you feel enough players don't just keep going?
Yes, I feel like some people are too scared of things. I myself, I play a little too passively, but the deck does need to keep pressure on your opponents and just swarm them down. Next two bonuses. A lot of people feel these should be main decked. There's only 1 Rabbit player at my locals, so that instantly makes these not too great. I know they're good against heroes, but Chain Gemini Spark is still their profit. And yeah, I always draw these too late. These are a little of my personal hatred for them, but they are good enough to be sided, definitely. Next tool. 1 Electric Virus. This is my Randy tag of my side deck. I usually go twos and threes of cards, and then I have one space. This is him. Good against Geargers, the odd people still playing Chaos Dragons, and if I get a Wind-Up mirror match and they leave their Zenmaity on the field, this ends the game. Like, oh, there's horrible things to them. Next tool. Two Tornadoes and Zing Zen Hu. This is an underrated card. You can disable 2 of their back row, and it means that they can't drop Gauls on you, and they have 2 dead back row, so it can be like very strong. Originally, these 3 will decrease, but I was finding out that having to side out my traps for decrease when I quite needed them in certain matchups, and overall the decrees were kind of hurting me a bit too much, more than I wanted. So these now, and they work well. Dust Tornadoes are amazing. They can hit like Neck Valley and stuff as well, like Gravekeepers. Next, Two Fiendish Chain. These, people fell out of love with these when Inzectors got hit. They're not that great, but I've sided these in now because I know some people still like to test Inzectors. I don't think they're that good myself, but these are still god tier against the deck. They're really good against Gearger. If you hit an armor with it after they flip it, they can't flip it down, and they're just left with an attack position armor that can't really do anything, and it forces them. Like, it stops them plussing and forces them to XYZ quite early. And also it can stop other things like Sable's Tour Guide plays, random tier 2 decks like Glad Beast. It's good against Sams. You can play any back row and then chain this to their Shien to kill it. So it does have its uses. And the last 2, Cyber Dragon and Soul Taker. As you can see, I probably should have either 2 Soul Takers or 2 Cyber Dragons in my side and the other in my main. But I've decided to go 1 of each in main and 1 of each in side. So it's a little bit random, but I couldn't really choose, and I haven't really. There's not been an occasion where I was like, oh, I wish I had a second Cyber Dragon, oh, I wish I had a second Soul Taker. It's been alright, and this gets sided in for Rabbit matchups, Hero matchups, and this is for Hero and Gearger matchups. So, my side deck and these 2, they do cover a lot of matchups as well.
Do you agree with what everyone else is saying, that because how the meta's evolved, that Wind-Ups are now a lot better they're in a lot better position than they were last format?
Yeah, I think Wind-Ups are a lot better position. The thing last format was everyone focused on the Hunter loop, so you discarded the hand, but you didn't really do a lot of damage the turn you discarded the hand. So if they drew good cards, they could pull the jewel back, and this was a problem against Zectors when they had 3 Hornets, because chances are you're going to discard a Hornet to the graveyard, and any Inzector could take apart your field quite easily. And but yeah, now you just put your damage on the field and game them, and it takes a lot of people by surprise. They don't really have anything to deal with it. And with the hits to Rabbit, it's less consistent that they open a Dolka or a Lagia, something that can really stop you. So you have a good chance of keeping strong against a deck and not getting weighed down, because that can be a problem. If you get too far behind too early, it's hard to struggle back versus back row. If someone's got Thunder King and back row and they keep punishing you, it's hard to come back. You really need to be the aggressive player with the deck.
And how do you think the deck's going to be with the release of Lavals and Gishkis and all this stuff? Do you think it's going to be still a top deck?
Well, I think it will still be the best deck. It's considered the best deck now. I know a lot of good players want it hit. In the Hidden Arsenal 7, where we get the Lavals and the Gishki and stuff, we get access to Laval Chain, which it has its purpose in this deck. I don't know if I'll play it personally, but it could be quite good. And Dagusta Emerald, which is the mini Pot of Avarice, which is going to be stupid. Like, Pot of Avarice does horrible things in this deck. It takes fart opponents, and I guess Zenmaity will let you do that as well. I don't think Lava Elves will be too much of a threat. If they do become a threat, wind-up players might start having to side a bit more chainable defense, maybe Roars or Swift Scarecrows, the kind of things, just to stop the OTK, because it's quite easy to come back. Like in, for example, the finals of Josh Graham versus Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones' field, turn 2, was 2 Ground Soils, Beast, Barking, Card Trooper, which is it's an impossible field, but Josh Graham managed to get over it just using the wind-up effects, because they can just do anything. They've got enough utility to go into anything in their deck, grab it, and then you've got a whole 15 card extra deck that you can just choose from and get the right one. It's such a good deck for utility and strength.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, there we go.
Bye.